What's going on, guys? So back here with another video. I'm working in the shop today and I have a bunch of little things I need to do, nothing like huge, but tonight-ish, today, I should be getting my bump box for this car. So that'll be the big main focus of this video, is putting the bump box in and getting it to work, dialing it in. I'll pull it up into my driveway, figure it out, mess with it a little bit. I had this heat shielding on my vacuum lines and I just replaced it with this nice like slip over heat shielding. So now all the vacuum lines have a little bit of protection. Before it was just like this Velcro on there and it was like put on as like a last minute thing before FL2K. Like basically we looked at the car and we were like, oh, those are probably gonna melt. So I threw this on because it was all I had and it was simple and I didn't have to change any of the routing. But this, I actually made some new vacuum lines and made it so where it was clean and it kind of looks just a lot better. I'm sure some of you guys saw how that was routed before and it just looked terrible in my opinion. Check it out. I added this Eyeboost Controller, has 5 settings. Changed the tune real quick just on a setting, so we can have like a street tune-up on 1, on 2 have like a more aggressive street tune-up, and then, you know, track tune-ups or whatever we want to do. I mean, we could play around with it. I'll see what Alpha likes to do, because he probably knows better than I do what kind of tune-ups we should have on there. But I'm excited to have that. They'll probably mostly be like leave RPM and boost, because sometimes the tracks won't be able to take it and I can see visually like, oh, the guy in front of me just spun, maybe I should crank it down a little bit, and then have a little bit of a less aggressive leave, that kind of thing. Guys, I'm so proud. Henry's just been sleeping in his house all on his own every single night. He's like actually learned that this is his home now. Look at this, man. He is in there schlepping. It's nice to see him actually using it, and it's nice and warm, like, because this time of year it gets pretty chilly at night, like 50s, sometimes in the low 40s, which is a little too cold for a African tortoise. So set up this little home for him. It's plugged in, it's got a heater. It stays at like, the lowest I've seen it is like 72-ish, which they like 100-degree weather, so that's perfect for him. He doesn't really come out all that much on a day like today where it's even slightly chilly. Like, he'll just lay in there, come out maybe a little bit, eat some calories, and then head back in. Guess what just came in? It is here. Look at this tiny little box. That's all you need. Let's see if I can open this with one hand. It's always a fun challenge to open things with one hand and to like watch YouTubers try to do it. Oh yeah. Ooh, 5 wires. That's a lot of wires. You guys know how I am with my wiring. This is it. It is the freaking bump box. I'm so happy to have this thing here. Here it is, guys. The freaking Smooth Stage bump box. Those guys were so awesome to work with. They helped me get this thing here as soon as possible. Huge shout out to the guys over at Smooth Stage. From what I've seen and heard, this product is killer. And it's super small, super easy to use. There's just 2 knobs and a ton of adjustability. So I'm so excited to get this thing in there. Be able to adjust the bump box to track conditions or to just what the car likes. Super easy with a turn of a knob. So be able to just turn these, speed, force, nice and easy wire up, only a few wires, so it should be very, very straightforward. Man, I'm pumped to put this thing in. Again, huge thank you to the guys over at Smooth Stage getting me this thing here so quickly. But guys, enough talking. I'm gonna get this thing installed as quickly as I can. Going to figure out what I need for wiring, just start getting it installed, not gonna waste any time. So let's get to install here. All right, so I figured out where I want it in the car. So my next step is to just extend the harness. So I'm just gonna strip all these wires down, grab colored wires that match, and make it look nice. And then extend the harness, you know, maybe 2 feet-ish for each wire, so that I have some breathing room. So once it's in the car and mounted, I can just start cutting the wires how I need it. All right, harness is extended. Extended all the wires, added some loom. I made them probably 3 times as long as they had to be because I am terrible at estimating wire length. All right, it's all wired in. I've been kneeling on the floor right here, just wiring it up, making sure all the wires are clean, tucked somewhat. It doesn't look great from this angle right here, but I promise you the wires are actually very tucked, very easy to see what everything is. Super simple, but it also should work now, which is awesome. Let's give it a try here. So I put it right here, just so that when I'm in the car, I don't really normally see it, but I can reach back to the side of my dashboard and adjust it easily without having to, you know, dig around under the dashboard or something. First thing tomorrow morning, bright and early, we get to wake up the neighbors with some testing. All right, it's the next morning. The dashboard is back in. It's ready to bring it up to the driveway and do some bump box testing. Well, that seems like a good enough spot. Now just let it warm up a little bit. We are good to go. Something's off there. This car needs an alignment and like a straighten out so bad. I really need to do that. Let's first make sure we're set on the start settings that they have here. So it says to start at 2 o'clock and 9 o'clock. We are just right there. Perfect. 2 o'clock and 9 o'clock. If that doesn't work, you switch it. If that doesn't work, you switch it again. And if that doesn't work, you go back and you try changing other things. They have a really simple, straightforward how-to. Let's hope this works. Exactly, it just moved there. It's hard to really tell in the car, but it felt like it moved just enough. So let it cool off for a minute. Run the fans a little bit, let the car cool down. Also, let's give a huge shout out to the guys over at ATF because they built this trans and converter, spec'd it all out. And did you guys notice how fast they can get up on the converter? That's no nitrous, no CO2 on. That's just me grabbing the trans brake button and flooring it, and it gets right up. It's really insane, honestly. It's just a very tricky thing to get right, and they just nailed it. They freaking nailed it. Some cars you'll have the converter in and out like 6 times trying to get it right. Not this guy. Not to say we will never have this converter out to do a converter change, But right now, what it's doing is pretty freaking awesome for how hard it can 60 foot and all. I can ramble all day about how awesome it is, but converter stuff is tough. So huge thanks to the guys over at ATF for putting together something that is so simple and well put together. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this bump box completely dialed in for Monday's Christmas tree race. It is off the trailer racing, so I don't really have any testing to try to dial it in. So I have to make sure that it is 100% good to go for my off the trailer race. But like always, guys, thank you so much for watching, so much for subscribing, commenting, liking, all the stuff you do. If you want to support the channel more, go to the website, cooperbogetti.com, get some merch. Me and Bronte appreciate it more than you guys even know. We could not do it without your support. But guys, that'll do it for today's video. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Keep it saucy. We'll see you next time.